What's good, guys? Let me see here. Okay, there we go. There we go. Yes, sir. YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy T, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on five zero RB targets. Now, listen, I got a couple bonus, guys, if you watch the whole live, guys. So make sure you hit the like button on your way in. Subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. Yes, sir, Silver Rapture. He said, uh-oh. Yes, sir. Drink me some tea. So, guys, let me talk while we get everybody getting here. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe if you're new. Before I talk about a couple of the players, I'm going to give you a little bit of breakdown about what zero RB is. What's going on, Aaron? So, guys, I love zero RB, but I'm not doing zero RB every single time that I'm in a draft. Now, sometimes with the board, what's left on the board, zero RB is a great strategy. So if you see 2 wide receivers or maybe even 3 wide receivers that you believe is going to be left on the board, then you take those guys. So you know what? This is a zero RB. Breach Hall is gone. Not Breece Hall, Breach Hall. Breach Hall is gone. CMC is gone. Zamir Gibbs is gone. B. John Robinson is gone. So, right here, I'm going to have to go wide receiver, and probably another wide receiver and wait late to get me an RB. So that's why I love zero RB strategy. Now, I'm not doing it every single time, but I do like that strategy. I think it's an optimal strategy. So, guys, make sure you put your comments in the comment section. I will get to everybody comment, but I'm going to go through my list first, and then I'm going to go through the comments later. So maybe if you stay for the whole live, you get your question answered. So unless you super chat, I will stop in the middle of my live and I will answer your question. So you can have any questions about anything. It doesn't have to be particular about zero RB or any one of the targets. So let's begin. The first guy that I believe is a great zero RB target, and this guy ADP is player number 93 off the board, and he's going in round 7, is Zamir White. Yes, guys, Zamir White from the Las Vegas Raiders. I love Zamir White this year. Guys, you're getting him in round 7, so look at the type of players that you're going to be able to build on, like the type of players you're going to be able to get without taking a running back, right? Round 7, this guy's getting all the goal line opportunities. Ain't nobody coming in and taking his goal line carries. So this guy is going to be at the floor, at the minimum, a top 24 running back. I believe he can be a top 12 running back. Guys, Las Vegas Raiders, they love to run the ball. Antonio Pierce last year, guys, the reason why he beat the Kansas City Chiefs and his team started doing good and he got this job this year because this team got tough. And this is going to be a tough team, and tough teams, they run the ball a lot. So yes, Zamir White might, he might not get like 100% of the carries, but he's going to get 100% of the goal line carries. So who cares about who's going to come in and give him a breather, right? So I love Zamir White, guys. And I believe this guy's going to probably catch 35 to 40 passes. He caught some passes in the screen game with the Raiders, right? We might say, well, he don't catch passes, guys. Just because you ain't going out and running routes like Alvin, Kamara, Austin Ekeler don't mean you don't catch passes. So I actually, guys, as a zero RB, I'm not feeling like I lost any value with a Zamir White who's going to get all 100% of the goal line carries. I don't feel like I lost any value with this type of guy. Moving on to my next running back. And my next running back, guys, is going to be James Cook. And listen, this guy is player number 47 coming off the board. This is what the consensus. This is the stats that I got from the consensus. and they saying he's player 47 coming off the board. That's round 4. So he could be your first running back drafted. And I believe James Cook is guys are going to have a breakout season this year. That's why they let go of Stephon Diggs. So this team want to be stronger at the line of scrimmage. Passing the ball 40 times a game haven't got them anywhere. Yes, they went to the AFC Championship a couple of times, but guess what happens? Josh Allen turns the ball over. He gets sacked. So when you can run the ball, your quarterback don't always have to win the game for you, put everything on his shoulders and go out there and have a tremendous game. So I believe this is what the coach Sean McDermott and the offensive coordinator sat down this summer and said, you know what? We're gonna be a different team. This team is gonna be a run first team. We got a great tight end with Dalton Kincaid. We got some young wide receivers that we don't need an alpha wide receiver because we're gonna be running a lot of play action. Khalil Shakir is gonna be able to get open. Keon Coleman is gonna be able to get open. We don't need Stephon Diggs and paying him $30 million a year. So what we're going to do is we're going to get James Cook involved and maybe another backup guy. And so getting a guy like this with a good quarterback and a nice scheme, and you getting them in round 4, I think is killer value. So I love James Cook as a 0 RB target. Yes, sir. Last year, guys, I think James Cook had 2 weeks where he was a top 5 finisher. That's going to happen more this year. Last year it was terrible. It was like, what are you doing? Why are you taking James Cook out of the game when you down and it's like 36? He's a pass catching running back, and they would take him out the game. This year they're not going to do that. They need him. They don't have an elite wide receiver who they trying to get the ball to every time. And also, I think that hurt the offense. I'm not saying Stephon Diggs is a bad wide receiver, but when you're trying to pass the ball all the time, you open yourself up for more mistakes. But when you run the ball, as long as you secure the ball, as long as the running back is not fumbling, you give yourself to win the game. You give yourself an opportunity to win the game. A lot of people play this. Pete Carroll played this way for years. That's how he won, been to 2 Super Bowls and won a Super Bowl. Now, there's times where you do need to pass the ball. So, guys, don't think that when you get in James Cook that you're getting some chopped liver. This guy's not chopped liver. I think this guy has a chance to be a top 12 running back and at the floor, a top 24 guy. Okay, so let's move on to my next guy. My next guy is going to be Alvin Kamara from the New Orleans Saints. Guys, when have you been able to get Alvin Kamara as a 0 RB guy? When have you been able to get Alvin Kamara as a 0 RB guy? Alvin Kamara has been drafted top 12 off the board probably, 90% of his career. Maybe his rookie year he wasn't. After then, he's been taken as a top 12 player. No later than the second round. Even last year, with the 4-game suspension, people still was taking him like second and third round. This year, you guys, you're getting Alvin Kamara in round 5. That is killer value. So listen, he's on the end of his deal. He's an older running back. What you think they're gonna do? They're gonna run this guy into the ground. Pause. They're gonna run him into the ground. Why? Why would you hope? You're not trying to save him. He's not a young running back anymore. So you're gonna try to squeeze all the juice out of that fruit. Pause. That you can. So Alvin Kamara, guys, being player 67 off the board, I believe could be a league-winning 0 RB candidate, and that's why I love taking wide receivers, because I can get running backs like Alvin Kamara at the end of my in the 4th round, 5th round. So I love Alvin Kamara this year, guys. I got 2 more guys to go, and then I got 2 bonuses, guys. Guys, I'm gonna get to all the comments. So put your comment, I will get to it. Anything that you want to ask. Make sure you hit the like button, guys. Make sure you hit the like button. Share the content. So, next running back, guys, is Aaron Jones from the Minnesota Vikings. He's player 72 off the board, which is round 6. Now listen, Aaron Jones is not sexy this year. Pause. Aaron Jones is not sexy this year. Pause. Guys, Aaron Jones, his whole career, I think he's been averaging, I think he's been a top 12 running back almost every single year. Maybe one year that he wasn't a top 12 running back. If I'm not mistaken, guys, if I'm wrong, vet me, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know that I'm off, but I believe this guy's been a top 12 running back every year of his career except for one. Now, injuries is his problem, but you're getting them in round 6. Who gives a damn about an injury? That's a lot of times y'all don't understand that. You so high. Oh my God, guys! Everybody ain't gonna be there for you every single week and give you 30 points every single week. Tyreek Hill didn't do it. Amon-Ra St. Brown didn't do it. Jamar Chase didn't do it. So I'm just trying to get value. So if Aaron Jones can give you 8 top 12 weeks, you ready? You destined to be in the playoffs. You destined to try to make a run at a championship. So I'm willing to take Aaron Jones in round 6, and whatever happens, I'm okay with it. Aaron Jones catch passes. They got a rookie quarterback with J.J. McCarthy. He's going to be checking the ball down. It's going to be Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones. Justin Jefferson, Aaron Jones. T.J. Hockenson, he's back week 6. He's back week 4. Everybody, that's why I'm not taking no Jordan Addison, because I don't know if J.J. McCarthy can handle that, but I know he can check it down to a running back. He played at Michigan. That's what they did. 1-2 read, check it down to Blake Horn. So he's going to be used. That's why they went and got Aaron Jones and played Aaron Jones a nice bag and took him away from Green Bay. And I also got another play on this list that's going to be the same thing. He's with a rookie quarterback. So Aaron Jones, guys, he's very explosive. If it wasn't for him having that hamstring injury last year, he probably could have been RB2 or RB3 for the whole season. If you look at his per game basis when he was healthy, outside of one game because he came back and he wasn't fully healthy, if you look at him, guys, this guy on a per game basis was just as good as Christian McCaffrey. Did you see him in the NFL real playoffs? Not the fantasy football playoffs, the real playoffs. He was eating San Francisco. Pause. He was eating San Francisco. He had a big play. They should have won that game. Guys, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. This is cutting edge content. So I'm drafting Aaron Jones in round 6. Let's move on to my 5th running back. And I got 2 bonus guys, so make sure you stay on the whole live. I got 2 bonus guys for you. My number 5 guy is going to be Austin Ekeler. Yes, Austin Ekeler. Austin Ekeler. Austin Ekeler. Now listen, guys, I've told people last year, and I'm not taking a victory lap because a lot of times they're not, because I know what's going to happen, especially when it comes to injuries. But that's what zero RB is for. I told people to fade Austin Ekeler, and I even know a couple guys that are my they a friend of a friend. They was like, man, I see he got a channel, man, but he said he's not drafting Austin Ekeler. Do we know what he talking about? Do you know what he talking about? He said fade Austin Ekeler. Austin Ekeler has the season what he do. I still haven't heard anything. I haven't said I know what I'm talking about or I'm talking crazy. So listen, I'm not talking about Austin Ekeler. I knew he was gonna get hurt. This is not what this is about. But it's about, guys, this is a running back that's a smaller guy that's getting bail cow. I'm not taking it in the first round. I'm not even taking the CMC. People keep telling me, oh man, you're not gonna take CMC. Bray, do you know what you're talking about? It ain't got, listen, CMC can be number 1 running back. I'm okay with that. I'm not taking that risk. Not at his age. Now, there are a couple running backs like Breach Hall, not Breach Hall, B. John Robinson, that I am taking this year. Because they are young running backs, and running backs are also some running backs that I'm taking that I feel like that at their pivotal point of their career. Like Derrick Henry. He's with Baltimore with Lamar Jackson. I'm okay with taking him there. He don't have to be everything for that team. But Austin Ekeler last year was everything for the team that he was playing with, and I thought that was just a little bit too much for me to take him in the first or second round. I took him early in his career. So this year he's going in round 9. Player 109 off the board. Austin Ekeler? So why do Washington go and get him? Why? Because they got a young quarterback who's going to need help. He's got to learn how to read defenses in the pro game. So what are you going to do? He's going to check the ball down to Austin Ekeler. So this year, guys, Austin Ekeler is a league winner. He's a league winner. Now, he ain't going to get goal line carries because that's going to be Brian Robinson. Brian Robinson going to get a lot of goal line carries, but we don't need to. Austin Ekeler going to make big plays. They do got some weapons out there. They do got Terry McLaurin. They do got Jahan Dotson. They do got Ben Sinnott, young tight end who got great yak. So, but Austin Ekeler, guys, he's going to play that role that he played with Melvin Gordon, which is going to protect him. He's not going to probably get an injury. He's going to probably play all season long and probably catch more passes than any running back in the league. Maybe number 2, the Alvin Kamara. Maybe 3, the CMC. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Get the likes up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. This is cutting edge content. So I love Austin Ekeler this year, guys. I'm taking Austin Ekeler. All right, guys, let's move on. We got 2 more bonus, guys, and then I'm going to get to everybody's question. So if you got any questions, I will be getting to the chat. Okay, so the player 128 off the board is this next player, and he's going round 10. And he don't got no but rookies on there. A rookie could come and take his job. But week 1, he got a deal. So they signed him. He left a team that he was on previously, and he got a new deal this year. And that's Gus Edwards. Gus Edwards, guys. Gus the Bus. Now listen, can Kamara Vidal end up being the running back there? Yes, he can. But I'm just taking Gus Edwards because he's going to get the goal line carries early and often. Now listen, after week 6 or 7, if he go down, hey, he might not be able to come back in and have a job. And I'm okay with that. But I'm going to be 4-2. I'm going to be 5-2. So Gus Edwards, guys, with a head coach like Jim Harbaugh, who loves to run the ball, right? Who's ran the heck out of the ball at Michigan, who ran the heck out of the ball at San Francisco and in Stafford with CMC. So I like Gus Edwards. I think he's gonna get all goal line opportunities, and he's coming off the board at round 10. You know, he was a great goal line running back in Baltimore. He had one of the best average yards per carry. I think he averaged like almost 5 yards per carry for his career. I think he's still up there like in the high 4s, like 4.7, 4.8. Like for his yards per carry. He's 4.8 yards per carry. He's somewhere around there. So Gus can play. I'm taking Gus Edwards as a 0 RB target. These are 0 RB targets. Guys, make sure you hit the like button. Let's get the likes up. All right, the last guy that I like. Last guy. And this player is player 79 coming off the board. And it's round 6. See, all these guys is coming off the board round 4 or later. So that's giving you time to go get you Tyreek Hill, Amon-Ra, Travis Kelce, whatever you want to stack your team. It's giving you time to do that. And then you can take an elite running back who's not going to be playing musical chairs, right? Usually 0 RB, people get nervous because you're like, I'm getting a running back and they're going to be playing musical chairs. They're going to put him in sometimes and put him in sometimes. And there's a couple other guys that's not on this list that I believe have a good chance of being a solid running back. But they didn't make the list. But this guy's going to be Rhamondre Stevenson. Yes, guys, Rhamondre Stevenson playing with a rookie like Drake made. Now, look, Rhamondre Stevenson was coming off the board in the first round and the second round last year. I took him in the second round in a couple leagues. He didn't, he did okay for me some weeks, but he didn't have the boom like we thought he was. But this year, going round 6, great 0 RB target. Great 0 RB target. Now, Antonio Gibson is there. I like Antonio Gibson. Antonio Gibson had a year that I thought he was going to have in Washington. But I believe that Rhamondre Stevenson will be getting goal line carries. The best running back for goal line is going to be Rhamondre. Now, Antonio Gibson will be catching passes, but Rhamondre is going to get the goal line carries. And that's all I'm trying to get. Like, a lot of people talked about, I'm not taking David Montgomery. And I kept telling people, hey, all you're looking for is the goal line carries. Anything else is icing on the cake, cherry on top. So I just want to get the guys in this type of era with running backs, come a dime a dozen. They not taking them early. You got to get the guy who's getting the goal line, the honey touches, so I call it, the green zone touches. And Rhamondre Stevenson is going to get the green zone touches, probably 80% of those. So I'm willing to take him as a zero RB guy, and then I'll be able to work the waiver wire. One thing about doing zero RB is you're not stuck with these running backs. You can drop them because you didn't draft them high. Right? You didn't take them RB1. When you take these RBs in the first and second round, you can't drop them. And then they slow on your team, and you can't go and work the waiver wire because you're trying to wait for this guy to be this. Where these guys, you would drop them on the drop of a dime and move on and go pick up a rookie that's hot. So that's why I like Rhamondre Stevenson. Okay, so let me get to the comments here. Appreciate everybody being here. Okay. Racky says 30 point, 40 point. I see Aaron Holloway, Big Will in the house, member of the channel. Mr. Sleeper said, it's going down. Yes, sir. We got D Lion in the house. Been supporting me for a while. Is a member of the channel. Aaron Holloway. Did you want to join my league? Okay, so yes, guys, Aaron Holloway got a league on Yahoo, if y'all looking to join a league. I don't know what the entry fee or any of those things. Hit him up. He'll let you know in the chat. D-Lion says, I'm almost 100% opposite of a zero RB, but I'm still here for it. Can I always learn something? Right, bro. Right? And remember, that's another thing. I'm not telling you what to do. These are just strategies. I got plenty of leagues that I didn't go zero RB in. I'm not no zero RB, zero RB, 0 RB. I'm not going zero RB every single time. I'm going zero RB when it fit. And that's what I did last year. I could maybe be the zero RB guy, but I'm going zero RB when it hits, when the value is there to do it. Because sometimes you could do zero RB and your team could be terrible because you just did zero RB just because you didn't want no running backs. And you left guys on the board like CMC, Breach Hall, B. John Robinson, Zamir Gibbs, Saquon Barkley. All right. Let me see. I don't know why it made me lose my spot. Okay, yeah. Charlene says 1 touchdown equals 60 yards or 6 catches. Right. Yep. Right. So you can get 6 catches and get that touchdown. It doesn't matter. I agree with that. PPR league. Big Will says, what up, sir? Do you look just for pass catching running backs for full PPR? No, I don't. I'm taking best player available. I take Derrick Henry in a full PPR league quick. If he fall to me, I'm not scared to take Derrick Henry. It just all depends. That's why I tell y'all to get this consultation. It's no way, guys. I can't give you no strategy that you take in every single draft and do it. That's why I have a draft guide and I got 3 or 4 different types of strategies. I can't tell you that it's no strategy that you can go in and do that every single time and have the best team. You can't do it. You got to look what's on the board. Let's see here. Big Will says, and how late in the draft are you starting? It just depends. I could be in round 5 and I see a great player, a great tight end on the board that I haven't got, and I still haven't took a running back. I take a tight end. It doesn't matter to me. I'm getting the best player available. So don't start being, oh my God, I'm worried. I ain't got a running back yet, and it's round 5. Who cares? Because you got running backs like Gus Edwards, who's gonna be on the board at round 10. You got Austin Ekeler, who's gonna be on the board at round 9. So to me, I say just keep stacking your team. I mean, and I know this probably can't happen, but let's just say that in the past you could have got Tyreek, Amara, Nico Collins, Trey McBride, Jalen Hurts. That's 5 players, and you still ain't took a running back. and you can make sure you can start all those players. Now don't draft bench players. Don't draft bench players and you ain't took no running back, right? Don't do that. Make sure you can start all these guys. So, because I play in leagues where it's 3 wide receivers that you can start, right? 3 wide receivers that you can start. So I'm gonna keep, as long as I'm picking up starters, I'm good. I don't gotta take a running back in any certain round, and I'm not gonna get cold feet because I haven't took a running back. Because you're going to pick up a running back off the waivers that can win you the league. Remember, Zamir Gibbs, I mean, people had stashed him, but Zamir Gibbs didn't start going to week 7. Zamir White was a league-winning running back in the fantasy football playoffs. He was on the waiver wire 90% of the year. So don't get attached. Don't get attached to these guys that you get, these running backs that you get when you go 0 RB. Now listen, if you go take a running back in the first and second round, you have to be attached to him. If you don't, I mean, if he gets hurt and he out for the season, yeah, you can move on. But if he's out with an injury for 3 or 4 weeks, you got to hold on to him because you can't put him on the waiver wire. Somebody will snatch him up, man. So that's why 0 RB is good. But sometimes you got to take the best value on the table. And if it's Breach Hall and CMC, a robust RB is what it is. Let's see. Ronald, it says, let's get it, TD. Yes, sir. Appreciate you, Ronald. Ethan says, how do you feel about TJ Hawkinson? I'm fading him. I'm not fading him because he sucked. He don't suck. He's solid. He's definitely a top 12 talent at the tight end position, but I'm not taking him. There's too many other good. I'm taking David Njoku. I'm taking Trey McBride. I'm taking Kyle Pitts. I mean, you got Evan Ingram there. You got a lot of tight ends. Why I'm taking a tight end coming off a knee injury and you ain't no phenom. Like you ain't Travis Kelce or somebody. So I'm just not really getting to TJ Hawkinson. But if you want him, take your guy. I always tell guys, if you like a guy, take him. Don't let nobody talk you off of a guy that you like because nobody knows everything, right? Nobody knows, oh, this guy gonna suck. You don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So take your guy, but just don't regret it. Just don't regret it. Anybody that you take, don't never regret it. I don't regret anything I do in fantasy because I make my mind up, and I'm willing to go down with that shit. Charlene says, can you give me your RB summary I had to run, not like a RB, some errands. Right. Yeah. So Zamir White, James Cook, Alvin Kamara, Austin Ekeler, Aaron Jones, Gus Edwards, and Rhamondre Stevenson. Those are my guys. What's going on, Zach? What's up, bro? Doomsday, what's up? He says he is sexy for no RB strategy, no Diddy. Right. Pause. Hector says Tyreek Hill looking for a new contract after JJ deal. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. They know that. Tyreek Hill is the #1 wide receiver in the game. Hall of Famer. Top 5 player of all time. I said what I said. He's a top 5 player of all time. Zach says, who were your running backs that you talked about before Aaron Jones? Alvin Kamara, James Cook, and Zamir White. Yep. Thank you, Aaron. Charlene says, I still like Hubbard at the right price. I had him last year. I do too. He didn't hurt my team, but didn't help my team, which is fine with me. He helped me. He helped me like in the as far as like a championship and in a game, but he had 2 or 3 games where I won, like 2 or 3 times in throughout the season where he had a good game and I won those weeks. So you got to look at it that way. Everybody can't take you somewhere the whole time. Sometimes they might have 4 good games. Elite players like CMC they usually have like 15, 16 good games. Some players only going to give you 3 good games. That don't mean they bad players. Sometimes you need those 3 games is going to make you the #1 seed or get you into the playoffs. So I take anything that I can get. Pause. Zach says, Gus the bust. I just drafted Gus in round 13 for Dynasty. Yes, in round 13, I think that's pretty good value. If you're trying to win this year. Aaron says, Zach, yeah, those guys, I'm trying to target at least 2 of them. Shawty says, I love every player at the right price. Hey, guys, she preaching. She preaching. There's no such thing as a bad player. That's what I'm talking about. They can give you only 2 good weeks at the right ADP. Who cares? Now, if he give you 2 good weeks and you took him number 1 overall, yeah, that's bad. Shawnee says, I love Walker, Charbonnet, and Carmo. I do too. I'm stashing both of those guys. Like if I get Kenneth Walker, I got to get Charbonnet. And I'm really targeting Charbonnet at the end of my drafts. I'm stashing Charbonnet all season long. He's a stash. That's for a whole nother video how I stash. I ain't never coming off of it. Pause. I ain't never coming off of it. Pause. Zach, let me see. Aaron says it's a free entry. Just have 2 spots left. It's free entry, guys. It's free entry tournament for the Yahoo League. Zach says, I agree. You got to take running backs to get goal line touches, right? Such as Rhamondre, Stevenson, and Montgomery. There you go. But for Washington, I think Brian Robinson is getting all the honey touches. Now, I agree, but I don't need Austin Ekeler is going round 9. And he's catching passes in a 4 PPR league. I don't need him to get goal line carries. It's 9 ways to skin a cat. You know, some guys like women who they got to have a pretty face and all this. Some guys like women who they got to have a big butt. That don't mean that you don't appreciate it, right? So Austin Ekeler might not be getting the goal line carries, but he's catching a lot of passes. So I'm okay with that. Now, if he wasn't catching no passes and no goal line carries and was just splitting, I'm not touching him. I'm not touching him. So it's different types, like Chase Brown. I like Chase Brown. Excuse me. And Chase Brown is not necessarily going to be getting the goal line carries. That's going to be Zach Moss. But guess what? Chase Brown is going to be catching passes when they down. So when they get down, Brian Robinson is not going to be on the field. It's going to be Austin Ekeler. And I believe Washington is probably going to be down a lot this year. So it's 9 ways to get the value. Now, do I prefer honey touches over catching passes? It just depends. On a team that's like Washington with a young quarterback, I'd probably rather take Austin Ekeler because I think he's going off the board later than Brian Robinson. But if Brian Robinson falls to me, I'm willing to take Brian Robinson at the end of my drafts, right? Round 9, 10, if he falls. But if Austin Ekeler falls, I'm okay with taking him too. Zach says Ekeler would catch a lot of passes with rookie quarterback, which is a great because I play PPR. Correct. Doomsday says Aaron Jones. Yeah, Aaron Jones too. Same thing with a rookie quarterback. CHB, what's up, bro? He says, what up? Looking to create the highest scoring team in all my leagues this year. Yes, sir. That's one of my listening league champions right there. Charlene says 1 TD equals a great podcast. Laugh out loud. Yes, sir. Thank you. Aaron Holloway says Zach. He's talking to Zach. He says Brian Robinson is definitely get the goal line touches. Austin Ekeler is just getting the receiving touches mostly. Right. That's the difference between those two. D-Lion says, we just had this convo at work on Hill being a top 5 all time. Right. I was the only one that said it. Rice, Moss, T.O. Hill. I agree with that 100%. I agree with that. I will put Rice because of his numbers and Moss as one of the, he's just a great, Moss was just great. 6'4", 4'2", he was great. T.O. was one of the greatest wide receivers ever played the game. They stunned his career. And Tyreek Hill, because he's explosive. He's probably he might be even a little bit better than Moss down the field, even though he ain't the jump ball player that Moss was. I think Tyreek Hill is top 5 all time because you got to understand, Tyreek Hill was one of the best kick returners that ever played the game. Tyreek Hill got more rushing yards than any of those players. He got more rushing yards than Rice, Moss. Tyreek Hill played running back early in his career. So that right there puts him above, maybe not Rice, but T.O. and Moss. He's above T.O. and Moss and Fitzgerald. because he played running back and he made all pro kick return and punt return. And he played running back and he probably, I mean, he got 70, 80-yard runs at playing running back, touchdowns. And he played with a quarterback, I would say, did they play with a quarterback like Tua? Tua got the weakest arm in the league, and Tyreek Hill is getting 1,700 yards with him. Not saying he sucked. Now Tua don't suck, but he got the weakest arm in the league. I don't know if Moss and maybe T.O. and Rice could. I ain't gonna sit there and cap. He better than Megatron. Megatron was a beast. Now listen, Megatron like number 6, number 7. I ain't gonna cap. But Megatron, and I hate to say this, man, and I'm wrong because I can't beat the guy up, right? Not at this point. I don't work out or do anything. But Megatron to me he wasn't as physical. I just put it that way. He wasn't as physical as Tyreek Hill. I think if you can hit Megatron hard a couple times, pause. If you can hit Megatron hard a couple times, pause. I think you can get into his head. He says, Megatron ended too soon to have him above Larry for me. Okay. Nifty says, I'm down for the league, Aaron. Hey, Nifty, I believe you joined already. Yes, sir, D-Lion. Big Will says, Swift is going late, too. He is, but I'm not touching him, man, because I believe they're going to have Roschon Johnson out there to help pass protect for Caleb Williams. Roschon Johnson is a great pass protector. So I'm not, DeAndre Swift is a guy that I'm probably going to have to fade. Playing with a rookie quarterback. Now, I could be off. I'm just not getting to a lot of DeAndre Swift. If he fall late, like I said, there's no bad players. If he fall late, yeah, but he's going like probably in the 4th round, 5th round. But if he's there late, I still probably take Austin Ekeler over him. I'm just going to be honest with you. Aaron always says, I'm not, hey, you not going to find great content like this on any other channel. We appreciate you, TD. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Nigga said, yeah, I like Swift at his ADP. I don't. I'm getting to other running backs and other wide receivers. No player is bad. He could be a top 5 running back server weeks. I got to him last year because people wasn't getting to him. Like, they was like, I don't know about him. And I was getting him at a really good ADP. On a good team, too. He was on a good team. Charlene says, I would talk with you soon, not sooner. Oklahoma. She don't like no Oklahoma. That's a Texas girl. CHB says, don't worry. You're going to be working out again soon. The community got your back. Thank you, bro. Thank you. Hector says, Ed Aaron, what league is it? And Ethan says, what non-Russian quarterback do you like the most? I would say Matthew Stafford. And I will put him above Jared Goff. And the reason why I'm putting him above Jared Goff is because why am I putting him above Jared Goff? I just had it. I like Matthew Stafford above Jared Goff because of the passing scheme. You got Puka Nacua and you got Cooper Kupp, who both have been top 5 wide receivers in fantasy. So I believe he's going to pass for more touchdowns than Jared Goff. I think this team is a pass first team, where I think Jared Goff team is a run first team. Then Jared Goff going to have a good season. I like both guys, but I'm going with Matthew Stafford first. Right. And Charlene says, some players are too rich for my blood. I agree. Yes, sir. Let's get the likes up, fellas. Let's get the likes up. CHB says, I think Mike is super deep. Meant to say Miami. I think Miami is super deep at receivers outside of Hill and Water. I ain't touching nobody else on their team. I ain't touching nobody else. All I want, not wide receivers. I'm taking Hill, Water, Tua, A-Chain, and that's it. That quad right there. Ethan says in dynasty drafts, do you draft players like with like 1 or 2 years left in them? Yes. Yes. If I'm going for a champ, usually I'm drafting for a championship. I'm not trying to build a super duper young team. I'm trying, and I mean super duper. A lot of people like to draft dynasty and say, listen, just think about last year. I got Bijan, I got Breach, and they missing guys like CMC, Devontae Adams. So I like to go and I take one young guy like an Kamara, but then I want to come over the top with that with Tyreek Hill. So I'm trying to win. I want young talent. I want a dynasty. And when I say that dynasty, I want young guys and older guys. So I don't mind an older guy dying on my team. And what I mean by dying on my team, no pun intended, is they retire on my team, but they help me win a championship. I'm okay with that. I even take like CMC, this was CMC last year and we all knew it. I'm still drafting him in the startup dynasty with the one in the 3rd round or the 4th round if I know he's in a great opportunity, he's not injury prone, right? At the 3rd round, not in the 1st round now. So yeah, man, I'm trying to win. I'm always trying to win now. Because that's what people don't like get fooled by. Oh, look how young my team is. That's not winning championships. You're not trying to win no draft. You're trying to win. So get older guys too, because they primed and ready. I like Miami DST. Yes, you was on them last year. They're gonna get a lot of turnovers this year. They just need somebody to rush the passer. Hopefully, they got somebody who can get to the quarterback. That's the only thing they're missing on that defense. No, man, I'm not really touching Mostert. Now, listen, if he fall, like I said, I draft anybody. But I'm not taking him early. Like, and I would say early, probably like round 7 or 6. I'm not taking him. If he fall to me like round 11 or 12, yeah, I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. What's up, Jamie? What's up, bruh? Aaron says, if I had a golden football with a black football field as the background, it had a golden football with a black football field in the backfield. What's going on, Harabi? What's up, bruh? What's going on with you? D-Lion says, if I got #1 pick, I'm grabbing Hill. If Hill gone, I'm going Sun Guy. Right. If they both gone, I'm going Breach. I agree. Not Breece. Breach. Yep, I agree 100% with that. In a dynasty league too. Ern Howard said, I'm just out the link again, Nifty. CHB says, Kyron really ADP value is crazy right now. Dude could put up numbers this year. That's another guy that I'm not taking a lot of. Not that he may have a good season. I'm not getting to him. There's too many other good players out there that I'm taking. I'd rather have Tank Dell over Calvin Ridley. That's just me. But I do think he's great. His ADP is crazy. I think he might be one of the best values as far as what his potential can be in any fantasy draft. But I'm not really getting to him. That's just me though. Charlene says, finish 4th quadrant, you win. Right. You're trying to draft players for the 4th quadrant, which is the last 3 to 4 games of your fantasy football playoffs. Martin Castillo, what's up, bro? He says, TD, what's good, bro? What do you think about the Panthers wide receivers? I like Deontay Johnson. He's one of my favorite players this year that I'm drafting. I love Deontay Johnson. Yes, sir. I love Deontay Johnson. I think he could be a top 12 wide receiver. I love Deontay Johnson. He's going to be bombarded with targets. D-Lion says, what site you use for trophies and rings? I bought 1 ring, and when I tried to raise the price of my leagues, people started complaining. So I was like, I'm not gonna be paying $70 for I mean, I'm not, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not huge on YouTube. I'm not paying for no rings in like 7 or 8 leagues. That's a lot of money. That's $600 or some dollars. So, Trophy Smack. Jamie says, love Deontay Johnson with his separation skills. Right. He can get open quick. And Young gets the ball out quickly. Right. Their styles mesh well together. I agree 100%. Jamie, you preaching. Jamie. You preaching. I've been on Deontay Johnson. I was one of the first. Go back and watch. Go type Deontay Johnson in my catalog. I talked about Deontay Johnson as soon as he got traded. I said, oh, that's a top 12 wide receiver. Top 12 wide. As soon as he got traded, people are like, I don't know. Now people are starting to get on his ADP move. In my leagues, in my mock drafts, his ADP is high. He's like wide receiver 2 and great wide receiver 3 value in my mock drafts. He just says, where do you think Zamir White should go? To be honest, bro, depending on the way you building your team, I don't think it's too early to take him in the 5th round. Right here, my note says he's going round 7, player 93 off the board. I think it's okay to take him in round 5 because you might not be able to. You might not get him. So I'm taking. I'm willing to take Zamir White round 5. Aaron Holloway says Ethan probably 5th, 6th round for Zamir. Right. I'm willing to take him in round 5. 4 could be a little too early because it depends. You probably gonna have some really good running backs still on the board, a little bit better than him. Like maybe Alvin Kamara probably gonna be there. I'm taking Alvin Kamara, then I'm taking Zamir. I did that in the mock draft last night. Jamie says use Trophy Smack. I have a promo code Big Game. I'm an affiliate. Right. That's what I use too. I might use that promo. Hopefully that help me out if I do rings again. Harami says, how about Ty Chandler and Tyler Algier? I'm willing to stash Ty Chandler just as a handcuff for Aaron Jones, and that's a straight up handcuff because him and Aaron Jones are basically the same player. So he's not going to be able to get on the field unless Aaron Jones goes down. He might get a few carries, like 5 or 6 carries, if Aaron Jones is healthy. But if Aaron Jones goes down, he's a good talent. He's explosive. Tyler Algier is just a handcuff, another solid handcuff. These are just handcuff guys that you got to pick up if you got those guys. And I wouldn't hold up a roster spot if I didn't have a room, right? If I needed to pick up another position, but those guys are good top end, not top end handcuffs, but they are solid handcuffs for those starters. As I said, Singletary with the Giants, good value. Yes, great value. That's another guy with great value. And he is a 0 RB candidate, but he didn't make this list. I agree 100%. Singletary, guys, you can't sleep on him. I love Tyrone Tracy, but Singletary right now is a starter. Great value. You getting he's probably ranked as running back number 32 of all starting running backs. But he got a chance, to have some good weeks, and you can get him late. Jamie says, you can get Deontay Johnson in the 7th round of best ball. Yeah, that's crazy value. CHB said, do you feel this is the make or break year for Deshaun Watson? I don't think it's a make or break. Now, listen, if he plays bad, yeah, it's going to drive his value down, and they could trade him or cut him. But either way, somebody going to want to pick him up. This guy, as long as he didn't, like he's still young. As long as he can push the ball downfield, somebody going to pick him up. I love Deshaun Watson this year as a value. I'm taking him. As a wait late to get him as a quarterback, yeah, he's killer value. Superflex league. Harami says, also, no one is talking about Jerome Ford. He's the starting running back. Yes, he is. Jerome Ford is good value too. No cap. But I think this is going to be a passing team. So Jerome Ford can have you some good weeks. He's going to get some goal line opportunities. But I believe if somebody else comes in there, maybe if Nick Chubb starts out, he might just get the goal line carries, right? I just think Jerome Ford, his ceiling is not as good. I think Deshaun Watson is going to be passing the ball a lot and running the ball himself. I love David Njoku But yes, any running back guys is gonna have opportunity. Always stash these guys, especially in a dynasty league. You stash them because you never know when you're gonna have to play them. So even in redraft, if you got room on your bench, my bench players most of the time is like 4 running backs. I'm waiting to see what's gonna happen. Maybe a starter go down. I don't have to bid on them for the waivers, right? Because I already had them stashed. So sometimes you got to stash guys each week. Not saying you looking for an injury, but it could happen. So Jerome Ford is a guy definitely that I'm not gonna like let him be on waivers. I'm definitely gonna have him on my team, and I would play him if I got to. If I went 0 RB, Jerome Ford is a nice flex play or RB too, but depending on the league format. Nifty says, yeah, I'm taking White in the 5th or 6th. Jamie says, as a Browns fan, I'd rather get Winston for free over Deshaun. Woo, that's rough, Jamie. He says, also like Deontay Foreman as a value over Ford. Yeah, he's going to be getting the goal. That's right. Deontay Foreman is there. He's going to be getting the goal line carries. He's going to be getting the goal line carries. Until Nick Chubb comes back. Zach says, Harambe, I like Ford late too. Martin Castillo, he says, I drafted DeAndre Johnson in a starter dynasty league in the 11th round. That's good value. Crazy value. Ethan says, do you touch stacks? Do you touch stacks on bad teams like Ekeler and Scary Terry or like Leggett and Deontay? Yes, I do. I stash those type of guys. It's kind of like a stash stack, I guess, right? Always, any type of guys is going to have an opportunity to play, man. You stash, especially Leggett. Nobody talking about Leggett right now, but he's going to be getting some opportunity. They call him Baby DK. Harami says, Watson will have his calcium levels normal this year. Pause. Charlene says, Watson runs the ball too. He does. CHB said, I don't think Nick Chubb is playing at all early in the season. I don't think so either. But a lot of people are taking him and stashing him. See you later, Charlene. Appreciate you being here. All right, guys. Well, listen, I appreciate everybody tuning in. I'm gonna try to go live later tonight. Maybe I do another Fantasy After Dark tonight. So guys, make sure you tune in. Y'all be safe. Peace.